Good morning from Alton Towers Resort, and we've made the way up north to come and check out Alton Towers for the first time in 2021. And like all trips to Alton Towers, it started off really positively with a relatively smooth entrance to the park straight to Wicker Man. Only to be evacuated from the front of the Wicker Man queue. We've then walked up to 13, only to be evacuated from the 13 queue. So it's now gone 10 o'clock and we're not in a queue. Thrilled, as always, with Alton Towers late opening. Every time we came last year it happened, every time we came the year before it happened, and we started off with 2021 with it happening as well. However, the sky is blue. Let's look at the positives. It's quite warm today. We are expecting everything to be open apart from Jewel and Hex, and of course the new David Walliams Land. It'd be nice to get back on some coasters, hopefully at some point. I can't quite promise when that's going to be, but at some point. You might be able to see through there the stage. Stage is staying up all year for the festive events. And yeah, of course we have the retro rides we want to check out this year as well. We have the Waltzer, which we've just seen up in Dark Forest. We also have the Jumper ride, which is the mixtape over in X Sector. And of course we have the Tip and Fly, which is the PWS Super Trooper, which is over by Nemesis. We're going to check those out today, see exactly what they look like and how they run. I haven't really seen that much of them, to be honest with you. Oh, benches over there. Now we're going to walk back to Wicker Man. It's 10:05. If it's open, I'm going to go off my nut at the person at the front. So that's just something they can prepare for. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be late opening. Let's head over to Wicker Man. Wicker Man is currently not quite open, however there are trains going round now. Of course we can see the amazing Wicker Man sculpture in front of us. I love Wicker Man, I do love it. I think it's brilliant, and of course you may notice, you may be able to see, we will get a closer look at that the screens are also back inside the Wicker Man structure. They are back working for this year with the TV fire effects to add to the actual fire effects coming out the top. So there's a few people hanging around, and as we said, it is going round. I think, bearing in mind we can kicked out of 2 queue lines now, we will probably just wait here for it to open, to be perfectly honest with you. Fingers crossed, it won't be long. We're open 20 to 11. Wicker Man is finally open. And as you can see, people are flocking here. Of course, there's your oversold fast track. And on we go. See, all the TV screens have returned. Looks much better. That's like it was on opening. All the windy track. There's the Wicker Man first ride of the day. Thank the Lord we got on it. Running really smoothly. So it's running 3 trains, loading them really quickly. Yeah, it was quite good. Once we got on it, it was quite good. We are probably an hour or so behind where I want to be, to be honest, but I guess these things happen. The sun is out, it's a nice day, it's not freezing, it's not like boiling hot, but it's all right, it's all right. They are still leaving a gap on there. We did notice on 13 as well, the water dummies were still on, still leaving a gap on there. Not entirely sure why, to be honest. Master mandatory on all rides at Merlin Parks this year. There's a good 1 metre gap as well between rows, and of course you're facing the opposite direction. So yeah, not really sure. Not really sure. It doesn't really make sense to me why they're still leaving a gap. It would help capacity. You're only on there for a minute or so. Yeah, weird one. Weird one. Let us know in the comments, what do you think? How's your queuing times been when you've come to the park so far this year? We've experienced some horrendous ones. I'm quite sure it's going to get busier and busier as the day goes on, but it feels more like a Woody every year. It really does. I think the first year went on it, it's just really smooth. A bit too smooth, to be honest with you. Last year had a little bit of a rattle, but it just flies around now like I'd expect a Woody to do. So it's aging really well, Wicker Man. Really enjoyed it. Now we're heading down now to Forbidden Valley. See if we can get on Nemesis. Can't come to Alton Towers without going on Nemesis. The long walk around the back of Nemesis begins, but let's face it, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Our second coaster of the day will be the classic B&M inverted 1994. It's hard to believe how old this ride is, and it's still one of the best, if not the best, to this day. Is this your favourite? Wicker Man your favourite? Smiley your favourite? Let us know. I know this one divides opinion, but it's a classic. And last time I came, actually, we were queued about here, so it's a 40-minute queue, seemingly. Queue starts right down there, so I'm quite confident we should be on, as long as it's running all right, touch wood, within sort of 20 minutes, which will be great news. Galactica's showing closed on the app, but we'll go around and have a look at that afterwards, and we will get our first close-up look to one of the new retro rides as well. That's the Super Trooper. He's sitting just over there. But as you can see, not everyone gets here for opening. The path is still really busy as people are coming down. I'm sure you can hear it. I certainly can. Cracking ride on Nemesis brings us down to the very first site of the Retro Squad ride, the Funk in Fly, and this is the PWS Super Trooper. And as you can see, we did say in our video when we did a live stream on this that we expected to kind of theme it up a bit, and that's exactly what they've done. This isn't kind of your standard fair looking one. You know, Alton Towers have got graphics all around the side, they've got graphics all up the top, they've got graphics on here, graphics in the middle, and then the colours are running purple very much with the sign, the signal and everything else as well. It just looks stunning. I can't say I've seen one either with the lights on the top. I've seen one with sort of lights going up, but never with the little crown on the top. So yeah, really, really lovely example. Now I might have to see if we can give it a fly. I have to say, rather loving the 80s music, but look, signs are up. 1.2 metres. Strange really, because we ride these all year long taking the camera on board, and obviously we can't take the camera on board here at Alton Towers, which is odd to say the least. Now Galactica has reopened, so this is the extended queue for Funk and Fly. Just having a look down here, it does queue around the back. So Galactica has opened, we're just going to go and check out the queue time for that. Look at this, so here it comes. Oh, it does make a difference visiting the park in the sunshine. The fact we've done Wicker Man now and Nemesis in the space of an hour and a half on a busy day actually does make me feel a little bit better. We'll check out the queue for Galactica, not sure how long it is. 40 minutes, maybe we'll give Galactica a bash. The walk back begins. It doesn't look like the sky ride's open. I don't know whether it's temporary or whether or not it's opening, but it's certainly open at the moment. So Funk and Fly there, really busy. Really busy. I'm hoping this test that Alton Towers are doing this year. I love the way they've integrated the retro rides. I have no problem with them being here at all, none. So I'm kind of hoping it really does work and they decide to put in some new flat rides in the park, which is desperately needed. And then of course you saw the Blade, which is a ride that, despite everything, is still swinging. Now we're going to head back down towards the entrance now, just go check out some more queue times. We're also looking for a Coke. I just want to get a bottle of Coke. However, the shop there remarkably doesn't sell normal Coke, presumably because of the sugar. However, it does have cans of Monster, which is bizarre. It's just bizarre, to be honest with you. Just want a bottle of Coke. So I'm going to head down now to the main entrance part. Obviously as we walk in here to Gloomy Wood, Jewel is closed because it's an indoor attraction. So no Jewel today, which is a shame. I like going in Jewel and Hex, and neither of them are open today. Now Nitrogenie has closed across the Merlin Resorts. Chasington to Fort Park, Dragon Treats has replaced it, and Cookie something has replaced it at Fort Park. We did see it the other day. It looked really nice, actually, looked really nice. Now funny enough, the sign is still up and you can see the equipment is still inside. However, there's no menu or anything up. It's not due to be open. It's also not listed on the map. Not on the interactive map, not on normal maps. So my guess is it's not opening again as Nitrogenie or in its current form. Whether or not they'll do the same as what they've done at Fort Park, I wouldn't expect it to become kind of an ordinary outlet like Chesington have, but it could well become one like they've got at Fort Park. At the moment, obviously, this area isn't very busy. As we sort of pan round, you can see not many people around, and that's due to Jewel being closed, but won't be long, and Jewel will be open again. Made it back down to the front again. Lovely blue skies, the sun's out, and here we are at Battle Galleons. Now Battle Galleons has received some TLC over the closed season. Bit of painting here and there, bit of cleaning down. I do notice it on the Shark actually. The Shark does look a lot cleaner. I will be brutally honest with you, everything else, I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see a difference standing here. No, nothing that a jet wash, which again, genuinely, after looking at Nemesis and all the effort they put into its 21st in cleaning it up and everything, a jet wash should be an absolute standard on these rides during closed season. It costs relatively nothing to do. Just seems an absolute given. So yeah, I can't notice a difference. Now, I'm not saying that's a problem, because this is obviously a pirate ride. It's supposed to look a bit rustic, and it does, and I still think it looks beautiful from here. It looks really, really good. But yeah, I can't spot the differences. I'm really sorry, I can't see them, but still looks good. And it's great to see, obviously on a slightly warmer day, that people are out spraying each other with water. It's not for me today, it's not for me. Over to the lawn now from Battle Galleons, and as you can see, this was host to quite a lot of the celebrations last year, Oktoberfest being one of them. The stage was down here also for Halloween, for Scarefest, and the stage has remained for this year. Nice stage has been built up. I don't believe there's any shows quite yet, probably due to the situation and everything going on. But all the trees have had lighting put in, look, they look really cool. Benches have been panned out. You know, if you were ever worried about somewhere to eat at Alton Towers and you didn't feel like sitting on the grass, and sometimes the grass has quite a lot of geese poo on it, I won't lie to you, look at all these tables they've invested in. And I imagine now this will become a long-standing thing. I can't see this changing now. The stage is tucked away quite nicely there. It doesn't obscure that view. I'll never get bored of that view, ever get bored of that view. It's only from here that you can really appreciate the magnitude of the towers, and you know how beautiful they look with blue sunshine, yet how menacing they look as soon as night time falls. Creepy, eerie towers and a landscape. You know, Alton Towers put it off better than anyone, especially when you think about the gardens as well. Gardens are stunning, absolutely stunning. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it. But we'll go around to X-Sets now, because I want to have a look at the mixtape. I think mixtape's up there. I can't remember which one's up there. I think it's mixtape. The other new retro ride for 2021. As you saw then, Mardi Gras is coming to the park on the 22nd of May. We'll be back to that. But here is the Twisted Metal. There is the Smiler. And here is the extended queue to the Twisted Metal. There is the Smiler. The word ouch comes to mind. Right, so let's have a look at the queue times. Galactica 40, Nemesis 45, Oblivion 60, the Smiler is at capacity, Wicker Man 80, Spinball Wizard 60, Runaway Train 50. Busy. Busy, busy, busy. So the Smiler is at capacity. It's not quite at capacity, I can actually see a little bit of room. But I guess you want to be mad to want to queue in that at the moment. It's good to see the screens working, all the effects going around as well, look. A rather infectious music, which the Smiler brings. A bit of Smiler action there. It's great to see Enterprise back open as well. It's closed, I think, on every occasion we came last year, but it is back open for this season. And then here is one of the other retro rides. It's the only one we haven't seen. Look at this, look. So this is indeed the mixtape. This is Jumper Jumper. Certainly wouldn't be a new ride. There's no new rides particularly here for us, but I mean, I love this thing. And again, it's been really nicely themed around what they've done. It's playing the retro 80s music. And again, it sits really well here. Just sits really well here. So of course, with these rides, you know, where they placed them, so this one here, the one we've seen, the Super Trooper down in Forbidden Valley, and of course the roller disco, the waltzer up at the forest. They're all in locations of previous rides. So the last ride to be here was Submission. The last ride to be up in the Dark Forest was the Ugg Swinger, which then moved into where David Walliams is now, and of course then, you know, remarkably, sadly disappeared. And then of course Ripsaw was the site down in Forbidden Valley. But this is I love this ride, absolutely love it. Rather like the jumper ride in Mixtape. And of course here is the world's first vertical drop roller coaster, Oblivion. Opened back in 1998. It's amazing how old some of these rides are, and yet still commanded a 70-minute queue over there for this. It's good to see the mist on. They must definitely be running dual station, as you can probably hear and see. There's a train going up whilst the other one hasn't gone over the edge yet, which is, you know, great to see it running at full capacity. What's not to like? And yeah, from over here it just looks, yeah, it just looks different again. Oblivion going, Enterprise going, jumper over in the corner, Smiler on there. It does feel like that's brought a brand new lease of life back to the park, having that there. It's brought people down here where people weren't before necessarily. Yeah, really vibrant, really vibrant. Still quite a lot of work going on in David Walliams Land. This doesn't open, I guess it opens on the 17th of May. I believe it does, I haven't actually checked. But you can see they're still doing work here, and you will see over there as well, there is the Twister. Looks like a modern one, sitting behind the carousel. So the carousel has been moved from the centre and is on the old site of the UGG Swinger. So to fit two rides there actually is quite impressive, to be honest. The Alton Towers clock, and obviously Gangster Granny, the ride, which is in this building just here, which we can't get any closer to, we can't see anything. I mean, this whole area is pretty much closed off, to be honest. The dungeons are closed because of the distancing, government guidelines, and they've decided not to open this area. I'm guessing because of the same thing, because Gangster Granny can't open yet. Of course, it was due to open last year. Last year, there's no way there would have been a Twister join it. Can't really see how well it's been themed in. They're not advertising it at the moment. The Twister is on the map, but they're not really advertising it at the moment. But yeah, can't wait to get back to this, to be honest. I think it'll be a really interesting ride. We know it's got a lot of projection mapping in, quite a lot of effects in it. It's aimed at families, but it's going to get massive queues. There's no doubt about the fact that everyone's going to want to try Gangster Granny the ride. But work's ongoing. I would like to see something in that theatre. I don't know whether there will be, but would like to see something in that theatre. But this dungeon's currently closed. Gangster Granny, Alton Towers do have more new stuff coming for 2021. It's the world of David Walliams over there. You can just see the Twister through the trees. If you didn't get a good glimpse of it on the other side, zoom in, have a look. But we're going to go down and have a quick look just to see if we can show you anything from the land itself. It's all very well hidden away, but we're determined today. Sad times that Hex is closed. One of my all-time favourites. So as you saw into David Walliams Land. It's the closest we got. You couldn't actually see the Twister, oddly enough, from there, but it is there, and you can see the front of the new attraction, and indeed the area where the carousel was. Nothing there at all, completely been blanked out. Not long wait till we can get on that, and not long till we can get back on Hex. We're going to have a look, see whether or not we can get on 13. Face painting's open. Do you find that a bit peculiar, the face painting's open? But face painting's open. There's a massive queue waiting to get to sit outside of here, but we're going down to the Dark Forest now. Let's see if we can get on 13. final of the 3 retro rides here at Alton Towers is the Arola Disco, which is Colin's fair trade waltzer. It's a beautiful, beautiful waltzer. Now, as you can expect, there are no spinners here because we're not at the fair. We are indeed at Alton Towers. So I've just watched it go round. It's not that quick, to be honest. Just over a minute cycle on it. If you want it going, you're gonna have to get it going yourself, there's no doubt about that. But it is a stunning, stunning machine. Really, really stunning machine. We've got proper fencing around this one as well, not too temporary until you get to the queue down there. As you can see though, it is providing really, really popular. Now, you know, I think a Super Trooper type of ride, a more park model looking one, would fit a theme park without any issues. Jumper I'm not overly sure about, and a waltzer 100% does not belong in a theme park. However, I do understand the retro rides concept, and again, you know, wasted space here. We've got a ride here. We've got a ride that fits here, and it'll be a ride that's really popular, and it'll also be a ride as well, which could potentially really up the throughput of some of the rides here, because it can hold 9-10 cars, up to 4 people a car. You can get a lot of people on there. But there it is, Roller Disco 1.2 for all the new rides. Glad to see some extra rides here at the Towers. The Smiler queue is currently at capacity. However, Oblivion was a 15-minute queue. Honestly, the operations on Oblivion are flying. Absolutely flying. 6 trains on, dual station, loaded really fast. That's our stay in X sector over. I think it's the first time I've walked round to a Spinball Whizzer. A very unique queuing system going on here. It's currently at 60 minutes, not saying I'm queuing for today, but you're whizzing around the track. Age-old question, this or Dragon's Fury? Let us know in the comments. My world of David Walliams has indeed hit Alton Towers. I've got an umbrella, look, £14 for umbrella. We've got the books, I'd expect nothing less than to have the books. Pen, I quite like that pen actually, that pen's quite cool. Wonderland Tours playing in the background, just in case you are unsure. Love it. Single duvet sets for the Smiler are now out with a little like... No doubles though. This looks new, I don't remember this hoodie. This is new. Loads of new stuff. That's the more classic one. I've got one of those. It's not in that condition anymore. It's amazing actually, because when you walk around the park, more Smiler stuff than anything else. You just see people wearing Smiler upon Smiler upon Smiler, absolutely everywhere. Look at that, I love that. I think that is magnificent. £40. But yeah, love that. Absolutely love it. Over here, we got some new posters as well. So these look. We'll take you up now and show you the classic merch. And then here is the classic. Black hole. I just love this retro colour. I just think it's magnificent. Flume. I'm not sure I like the scratch effect on that, to be honest with you. And then the corkscrew. Oh, I missed the corkscrew. Yeah, a little bit of classic to go with it. Got some lovely merchandise. Alton Towers probably have the best selection of any of the parks. Undoubtedly have the best selection of any of the parks. It's just full. But Smiler, undoubtedly the most popular. It's great to see these back up and running. I haven't seen these working properly in years. They also have a really nice LED lighting effect which comes out, and you can sort of see it in the daylight. We'll see if we can get a slightly better angle so you can see it. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. A real staple here at the Towers. Something I remember from sort of my first visits in the early 90s. And you might just be able to see it coming out of the one at the back there. Obviously won't go now. There we go. Yeah, you should be able to pick that up hopefully. It just looks great, absolutely great. Good to see the monorail running again here at Alton Towers. Saves a long walk. It's a bit of a long walk this morning, but managed to get the monorail back. Now, that is Alton Towers. Alton Towers opening. We've gone around and tried again, much like our beginning vlogs for every single year. We go around looking for changes, we go around looking for upgrades and see what's new. Now, the retro squad was something we really wanted to check out for 2021. 3 new rides. Obviously there is a twist to come in as well in David Walliams Land, but 3 new rides part of the retro squad. And we understand why the park's done it, to be honest. It may not have been everyone's cup of tea, and it may not have been, you know, all they're putting in fairground rides at Alton Towers. However, you know, the story they've put behind them with the retro squad and the you know, location of them is absolute prime to where there's queues and where they've had flat rides in the past, which is probably more frustrating that they removed them in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to see these permanently at Alton Towers, these particular ones. 2 of them in particular. I think the Super Trooper, I don't think there is a park model, but there's a park model style one I think would actually work quite well at the park. Waltzers have no place at theme parks. I'm really sorry for parks that have them, but they have no place at theme parks. And neither does a ride like Jumper Jumper, to be honest with you. And Jumper Jumper probably sticks out more than what the other 2 do. But a welcome addition for 2021. You know, they had 45-minute queues today. They were really popular. It seemed really positive, people getting off them. It's a win-win. It's a win-win for the park when it's expecting to be busy in 2021 due to the fact people haven't been able to get out. Now, obviously we want to check out David Walliams Land. We can't get inside David Walliams Land, but we have had a quick look around. We know the Twister is there as well. It definitely looks like another temporary ride. It's sort of the way they were naming it as part of the David Walliams Land kind of made me think maybe they were going to get one permanently. I wouldn't be offended by a permanent one, to be honest, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just another one drifted in, which is a bit of a shame. And we can't get too much of a look of the area, but the area does look done. There's a few finishing touches. It was supposed to open last year, obviously hasn't opened until 2021 this year due to the pandemic, and it doesn't open until May because no indoor rides are open. So no Hex, no Jewel today, which was a bit of a shame, as I like doing both rides, but you know, there's absolutely nothing we can do about that. Nothing we can do about that. Rides are running quite well, to be honest with you. Wicker Man was flying people through. I don't understand why they're not filling every row, to be honest, but it's flying people through on 3 trains. And Oblivion as well with 6 trains, Jewel Station, absolutely eating the queues. Nemesis queue's a little slow. They don't want you queuing inside, which is fine, but they're not getting people inside quick enough, so the train sits there with no one waiting and no one on it for a bit. So it has slowed down the process. We found Smiler the queue just never seemed to go down. You never seemed to catch a break where that wasn't at capacity. Pretty much the same said for Galactica as well as Spinball Whizzer, which has got a really unique queue going on, to be honest with you. Everyone has said look at Battle Galleons when I went. I didn't notice any difference. I'm really sorry, I didn't notice any difference to Battle Galleons. I'm sure it's been cleaned up, but yeah, I didn't notice any difference. But yeah, Alton Towers, it's busy, it's very busy, much busier than I think it would normally be. But people want to get out, people want to enjoy themselves. If you come into the park, make sure you get here early. It's imperative you get here early and you know, make the most of the first hour and a half, 2 hours, and fingers crossed the ride's open for you and you can get on them. You can see Nemesis and Galactica there. Good to see him going around. Yeah, it's good to see it. It really is good to see it. Good to be back at the theme parks. But that's Alton Towers. Have you been to Alton Towers? Let us know what you think. Are you looking forward to David Walliams Land? We actually are. We really are looking forward to it. My name's Adam. Thank you for joining us here on UK Theme Parks, and we'll see you next time.